Good morning. My name is Tashika Perry Harris. I am the founder of Crowning Daughters for Success Enrichment Program, a program that creates confidence without compromise. Welcome to Empowerment Time, the Me Project. Today, we're going to be talking about overcoming stinking thinking. Yes, today on Empowerment Time, we're going to be talking about the importance of overcoming thoughts that can lead to anger, that can lead to depression, that can lead to you wanting to isolate yourself, that could lead to all forms of negativity on this productive and positive path that you are on. So everyone has thoughts. Everyone has thoughts because of something that has happened to them and experienced. Everyone has thoughts based on what they've watched, how someone else is being treated. There are constant thoughts in our brain, in our mind, on a day-to-day basis. And what we want to stress the most this morning, especially as we go through social distancing and you are away from some of your friends and you're not participating in some of the activities that gave you that outlet that you needed, we want to give you some tips on how to allow positive thoughts to flood out the negative thoughts that could definitely put you on a path that is not fun or productive. So if you've had a setback, if you've stumbled at something, if you failed at something, you might look bleak, and negative thoughts may start to crop and threaten to fill your view on any type of situations. If you are feeling worthless, a lot of people feel worthless. They don't feel usable. They don't feel needed. And that's not because you're not needed, and it's not because you're not useful. A lot of times it comes from what we are thinking about ourselves. And secondly, a lot of our negative thoughts come from when we think what others are thinking of us and we don't truly find out the truth. So how or what are some ways that you can overcome stinking thinking? One way is pull good out of every situation that present itself to be negative in your life. If you are going through a family issue, if you're going through a friendship drama, if your grades aren't so well, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take out time to just sit for a couple of seconds and say, you know what? Let me pull something good out of this particular situation. So I'll give you an example. Even with this coronavirus, being at home and having to do a lot of things virtually, I am used to touching and standing before crowds of people on a day-to-day basis. And so I could have allowed stinking thinking to get the best of me. But one of the things that I had to do is I had to sit down and say, what good has come out of this situation? And more good than bad actually has come out of this situation. I have been able to empower from hundreds of young people per week to thousands of young people per week just by doing things virtually that has been passed on by different youth professionals. And that truly blessed my heart to know that other young people outside of the organizations that I am contracted with have the opportunity to be empowered by me. One of the other things that I feel that we can do outside of pulling good even out of negative situations is, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this particular situation? If it is a friendship that has gone wrong, and this is someone that you thought you were close to, they end up backstabbing you and you are mad, right? What did you learn from it? Did you learn, you know what, maybe within the first 2 weeks of being someone's friends, I don't expose all of my personal situations? Do you learn, if this person is talking to me about someone else's personal situation, maybe I should not indulge in that conversation. That means my name won't get tied up in drama. What have you learned? Because there's not one situation that we cannot learn something from. So a lot of times, stinking thinking comes when we don't learn from the situation. But when you say, you know what, there's something that I can pull from this, then you just eliminated a lot of negative thoughts from flooding through your mind. What else can stop stinking thinking? Something else that can stop it or prevent it or at least decrease it is talking to someone. Tell someone that you trust who is positive. Code word. This needs to be a trusted, positive, responsible person, because a lot of times you can talk to people about whatever situation you're going through, and they can add to your stinking thinking because they have stinking thinking. So you need to make sure that you are talking to someone that is positive, that is productive, and that can actually enlighten you on situations so that it decreases your stinking thinking. I'll give you another example. I really did not want to write my first book, Dressing My Inner Beauty. And I was calling a good friend of mine, and I was complaining, I don't want to write this book. This is too much. I'm doing too much. I'm already saying this information every day. Why does it have to be in a book? And because I am a minister, I am a preacher, the person that I was speaking to is in ministry as well. And you know what? This person helped me to understand that I was undermining my ability and power to affect the whole world, because the whole world has access to my book. And so she said, you know what you're doing is very selfish not writing this book, because so many young people relate to you, so many young people draw from you, and so many young people are influenced productively about you. If you put all of that information in a book, imagine the people that you don't touch physically, you can't see them when you're facilitating, can actually read your book and obtain the same motivation, inspiration, and walk in confidence, faith, and character. Listen, I got that book done. And the stinking thinking was eliminated because I began to see things from a different perspective. One last suggestion. There's a famous quote in the Bible that says, cast down vain imaginations. Those things that we give too much power to. You have to immediately, when a negative, stinking, thinking thought comes into your mind, you have to immediately cast it down. You're not good enough. You are a lie. Reverse that stinking thinking with something positive. You're not good enough. I am good enough because I was created by hands that cannot make mistakes. What I did was not good. I need to get better with that, but I am still good enough. No one wants to talk to you. Well, maybe that particular person doesn't want to talk to me, but someone wants to talk to me. You have to start casting down vain imaginations, because the longer you allow the thoughts to linger into your mind, the longer the stinking thinking begins to smell up your brain, and the longer the stinking thinking is crowding your thoughts, you will never walk into the productivity that you are born to walk in. So This is a short empowerment on definitely bringing those thinking to a halt so that you can think more positively and productively and feel better, not just about you, but others and situations. This has been Empowerment Time.